Hi and welcome everyone to another video on my channel. My name is Denis and today I'm going to show you my team selection for Gaming 37 and also my transfer plans for the last two game weeks of the season. As usual, if you enjoy this type of content, please consider giving a like, hit that subscribe button, but now let's get into it. Okay, so as you can see from the screen, this was my team for Gaming 36. Now I don't want to talk too much about it because I did already in my other videos this week. I just wanted to show you the team, the transfer I made for Gaming 36, Savinho Marmoush to Kevin De Bruyne and Wissa, and I took a minus for this game week. Now we're going to see if that was a big mistake in the next few game weeks. As you can see at the moment my rank is 2k-ish and I have one free transfer, so let's see how my team is looking for Gaming 37 and what my plans are at the moment. Now in this part I'm just going to show you my team as it is before making any transfers, and I just want to talk a little bit about the key decisions for me, and then we're going to see my transfer plans for Gaming 37 and 38. Now as you can see at the moment my goalkeeper, my starting goalkeeper is going to be Martinez against Spurs at home, so not really need to talk too much about Aston Villa. They have a great fixture against Tottenham. Now I'm not so confident about Aston Villa keeping a clean sheet, but as we know, Manchester United and Tottenham are two teams who are going to concentrate on the Europa League final, so probably they are going to rotate a little in Gaming 37 and 38. Now I wouldn't expect a heavily rotation like we saw in Gaming 36, but anyway, those teams are here to target. I think that obviously they were really bad this season in general in the Premier League, Spurs and Manchester United, so even if they are going to start a strong 11, it's still a good fixture. And at the moment, as you can see, I have Isak starting also as my striker against Arsenal, and if that's going to be the case, if I'm going to keep Isak, probably I would try to avoid playing any Arsenal defenders. Now if we go to my defense, as you can see at the moment I'm starting Kivior. That's because my other options are not really that good. I really don't want to start Kivior against Isak also, but as you can see, Livramento against Arsenal away, I don't think that the chances for a clean sheet are so high for Livramento, but obviously you could argue that Livramento is a much more attacking defender than Kivior, so yeah, you can play that card, I guess. But if also my other defender is Konate, who's going to play against Brighton away, I think that's a much better fixture than Newcastle away. But obviously with Liverpool, they are on the beach literally at the moment, so with Konate in particular, I'm not sure if he's going to start. So if I will be really 100% sure that Konate, or 90% at least, that he's going to start, maybe I will play Konate instead of Kivior, but at the moment Kivior is starting. Now I'm not really seeing a clean sheet, to be honest with you. With Arsenal now, both teams are fighting for the Champions League. Arsenal probably are just going to secure that those spots really fast, but Newcastle, if they are going to win this game, they are also going to secure those Champions League spots. So yeah, I'm not really seeing a clean sheet in that game, to be honest with you. Now my other defenders are Gvardiol, who has a fixture against Bournemouth at home. Yeah, the fixture is not great, it's not terrible. Also, Gvardiol is owned by a lot of people, so it doesn't really matter how good he's going to perform, because pretty much everyone owns him. With Munoz, it's a little bit more complicated. Now let's talk a little bit about the Crystal Palace and Man City players, because as you may know, they are going to play in the FA Cup final, and that's going to be after the Gaming 37 deadline, so we're not going to know which team is going to win, if any other players are going to get injured, or if there's going to be some extra time, so maybe the players from those teams are going to be tired. So there is a risk with the Man City and Crystal Palace players for sure. Now Man City maybe a little less, because they are still fighting for the Champions League and they want to secure those spots as fast as possible, so that's why I don't really have a problem with playing Vardiol. And also with Munoz, the same, he's just a machine. I think that from all the Crystal Palace players, you could argue that he has the better chances to start, so I'm just going to hope for the best. And the real truth is that nobody can guarantee you what's going to happen and which players are going to start in Gaming 37. It depends on so many factors, which teams are going to win. If Crystal Palace, for example, are going to win the FA Cup, you could argue that they are going to party and maybe they are going to rotate a little bit in Gaming 37. But in particular, with the Palace players, I think that if you have the free transfers, if you have the funds to just sell them, I think that's the best strategy, because they are going to play also against Liverpool in Gaming 38. but at the moment this is my backline. If we move to midfield, here I'm a little bit more happier because I have Mohamed Salah, so not really interested in selling him. Probably at the moment he is my captain. Now, I know he wasn't great in the last gamings. There are other options for the captaincy, but currently I don't really have a lot of them. You could argue that Mbeumo is a great captaincy option against Fulham at home, but I don't know. I just have a feeling that Salah at some point is going to score big, and yeah, he's not going to be owned by, not going to be captain, sorry, by everyone. I think that I'm going to gain rank if he's going to do really well. So again, I'm not really interested in selling him. I could just sell him for someone like Palmer or Bukayo Saka, but at this point in the season, at my rank, it's really a big risk to sell someone like Mohamed Salah, who's owned by pretty much everyone, so I'm not going to lie to you. Now, really happy with Rodgers. He's going to start this game week against Spurs at home. As I said before, a great fixture. And as you can see at the moment, on my bench is Sar, but if my team would be to remain the same, probably I would play someone like Sar instead of someone like Mateta, because I think that the minutes doubts about Mateta are a little bit more bigger than for someone like Sar, but I'm not planning to keep Mateta for this week, so that's why he's on the starting 11, as you can see. So really happy with Rodgers, Mbeumo, Salah, nothing to say about them. With Kevin De Bruyne, I just bought him last gaming for -4. I'm just going to hope that he's going to start. It's his last match at the Etihad for Manchester City. We know that he's going to leave after this season, so I'm just hoping that he's going to start. Honestly, I think that he was pretty much the best player for Manchester City in Gaming 36. They still need to win, as I said before. I think that he's going to start in the FA Cup, but yeah, let's see. Let's wait and see what's going to happen there. But obviously, we need to make our decision before we see the final. So I'm just going to hope that he's going to start. I think that the chances are high, and maybe there is a chance also I could keep De Bruyne all the way till the end of the season, also in Gaming 38. Now, if we move to the forward line, as you can see at the moment, Isak, Wissa, Mateta. As I said before, a lot of people are just going to sell Isak to Watkins, right? So I think that's a good transfer, in particular, even if you're doing it for free. Obviously, for -4, I'm not so sure. Arsenal away, it's not an easy fixture, but Newcastle are fighting for everything at the moment. Isak is still on penalty, is still the best striker in FPL at the moment. I know that he had a little problems, also some injury problems in the last few gamings. That's why his output wasn't as great as in the beginning of the season. With Wissa, I'm just going to keep him. Bought him last gaming. I'm going to keep him for the last gamings of the season. And the big problem here is Mateta. Now, let's talk a little bit about my decisions. I really want to make a transfer. I could roll and just play someone like Sar, but I think that at this point, at this stage of the season, I just want to try to go a little bit different, try to climb the ranks a little bit. And what I can do is to sell someone like Mateta to another striker, or to sell someone like Isak. But let's discuss that in the next part. Okay, so now in this part I'm just going to discuss a little bit my transfers plans for the last two gamings of the season. Now let's start with the first option. I have three options at the moment on the screen, as you can see. I know a lot of people will not like my first option, but this is my preferred choice at the moment. As you can see, I have one free transfer and just 0.2 millions in the bank, so really I can't upgrade any of my other players. Now with the option one is to sell someone like Mateta and VARDY. You're going to see these players because Mateta and Isak are the players I'm willing to sell this gaming. Also, I could sell someone like Sar, but I don't have the money to go for someone like Bone, and I just don't want to buy a Bournemouth midfielder against Manchester City away for Gaming 37. I can't upgrade to someone like Saka or Palmer for the captaincy. So if we go with the first option, Mateta to Vardy, that's going to free up for me a lot of funds. Now, if we talk a little bit about Vardy, as I said before in my other videos, I think that he's a really great punt for Gaming 37. With this option, I will have also the opportunity to just bench him in Gaming 38 against Bournemouth, because that's not a great fixture. But in particular for Gaming 37, obviously he's a better pick than Mateta because he's not a doubt. I think that he's going to get close to 90 minutes. He's on penalties, and also he just need one goal to get 150 in the Premier League and 200 in his Leicester career. The same as for Kevin De Bruyne. It's his last home game at Leicester. He's going to leave at the end of the season, so maybe a little bit nostalgic, but I think that Vardy is a great option now. Again, I could look to someone like Beto, but I just prefer someone like Vardy at the moment. And what this option is going to allow me to do, this option is going to allow me to buy Bukayo Saka and Evan Nilsson for a -4 in Gaming 38. And I know that maybe it sounds a little bit bad, but those transfers are going to be Sar to Bukayo Saka in Gaming 38, and to be able to do that I need to downgrade someone like Isak to Evan Nilsson, who's going to play against Leicester at home. So in this case I'm also going to captain Saka. So even if I'm going to do the -4, I think that maybe it's worth it because the fixture is just great against Southampton, but obviously it really depends what's going to happen in Gaming 37, so let's wait to see that. Because for an example, if Arsenal are going to win against Newcastle and secure those Champions League spots, Saka could be rotated for Gaming 38. So let's just wait to see what's going to happen. But this is my first option. And also at the moment I'm leaning to do this. I just want to have some fun, try to be a little bit different for the last two game weeks of the season. And to be honest with you, I don't want to brag or something like that. My rank at the moment is 2k. If I'm going to take a -4 and maybe drop to something like 3k or 4k, I don't think that's such a big difference for me, to be honest with you, but obviously it is in numbers. But my target at the moment is to try to still get inside that top 1k, and if it's possible I just want to have myself in the best way possible to be able to do that. Now if we go to the option 2, obviously maybe I'm just going to not take any any hits for the rest of the season. With the option 2 it's simple. This was my first strategy, so I can just sell Mateta to Evan Nilsson in Gaming 37. Now I don't really like this because I'm just going to play Van Nilsson against Manchester City away, and I'm going to be forced to play one of Sar and Mateta in Gaming 37, and we don't know if they are going to play. But the good part is that I'm going to have Evan Nilsson in place for Gaming 38 against Leicester, and also with this strategy I just need to sell Kevin De Bruyne if I want Bukayo Saka in Gaming 38. So with the option 1, I'm going to have De Bruyne, Mohamed Salah and also Bukayo Saka for Gaming 38. With the option 2, I'm just going to have Salah and sell De Bruyne to Saka. And that's viable also, it's not a problem. I'm going to miss maybe the VARDY party in Gaming 37, that's the only difference, and also I'm going to take a -4. Now if we go to the option 3, and this is maybe my second most preferred option because I really like someone like Watkins. I'm really jealous about everyone who can just sell someone like Mateta to Watkins because I think that's a great transfer, and I really like him for the last two game weeks against Spurs and Manchester United. Now I have the money to do that because Isak is more expensive than Watkins, so I can just sell Isak to Watkins. But that means also that I need to let go of Bukayo Saka for Gaming 38 because probably I'm not going to have the funds to do that just for a hit maybe. But yeah, this is an option too. I think that Watkins is a better pick than Isak for the last two game weeks. So I can do that transfer, and in Gaming 38 I can sell someone like Mateta to Evan Nilsson, or maybe sell someone like Sar to Kluivert or Semenyo. So these are pretty much my transfer plans, my decisions at the moment. I need to think a little bit to see what's best for my team. But let me just show you how my team would look like for Gaming 37 and 38 with these options. Okay, so now let's see how my team would look like for Gaming 37 and 38 with my options. Now if we're talking about the option 2 and 3, that's simple. Just sell someone like Mateta, as you can see here, to someone like Evan Nilsson or Vardy or something like that, or just sell Isak to Watkins. But if I was to sell someone like Isak to Watkins, that would leave me with 0.6 millions in the bank, as you can see here. And if we make the transfers and move to Gaming 38, this is how my team would look like. I will have 0.6 millions in the bank. So what I can do, I can't even sell someone like Kevin De Bruyne to Bukayo Saka, so I will just need to skip Bukayo Saka for gaming 38 if I was to sell Watkins. So I'm just trying to ask myself, I want Watkins for the last two gamings of the season, or I want Bukayo Saka for gaming 38, and at the moment I'm just leaning towards just I really want to have Bukayo Saka for against Southampton and just to captain him. So what I can do is to sell someone like Sar to someone like Semenyo or Cliver, but that's not really so exciting. Now if you move again to my team for gaming 37, as you can see here, if I sell Mateta to someone like Evan Nilsson, I will have the funds to upgrade Kevin De Bruyne to Bukayo Saka, but I just feel like at the moment maybe because I took a hit to buy Kevin De Bruyne, I just want to give him the chance to play in gaming 37 and 38, although I know that there are some risks attached to Kevin De Bruyne. We don't know, there isn't a guarantee that he's going to start all the games, so that's why at the moment I'm leaning towards the strategy number one, and that is obviously here I will just play Rogers instead of Sar for gaming 37. So what I'm leaning to do is to sell Mateta because I think that that's a dead spot in my team. So I really don't want to play one of Sar and Mateta if possible, and if I can't do that for free. And also I'm going to buy someone like VARDY, who's going to play against Ipswich at home, as I said before, all the good stuff. I just hope that he's going to get me something. I think that he's a great differential also, so that's a really good chance for me to try to climb the ranks a little bit. So this would be my team for gaming 37. I'm just going to make one transfer, and if we go to gaming 38, I will have 2.4 millions in the bank. So I will not have the opportunity to sell Sar to Kevin De Bruyne because I don't have the money. If I want here, I can just sell De Bruyne to Saka if I consider that a hit is not worth it maybe. Here I'm not going to play Munoz, probably I'm just going to play Livramento. So Raya Kivior against Southampton away, Gvardiol, De Bruyne, Livramento against Everton at home. I think that's perfectly fine. I really like my team for gaming 38, to be honest with you. Mohamed Salah, De Bruyne, Mbeumo, Rogers against United away, that's also fine. Wissa, Isak and Vardy. So the team is fine. I can just sell De Bruyne to Saka if I want for free, and that's perfectly fine. But if I want to buy Bukayo Saka, and also if I want to sell someone like Sar to free up another midfield spot and to buy a Bournemouth player, I need to sell Isak, and I know it hurts a little bit. I don't know if that's going to be it's going to pay off, but this is my strategy at the moment. So Isak to Evan Nilsson to free up the funds, and just sell Sar to Bukayo Saka. I will have the money to do that. I'm going to have 1.2 millions in the bank also after the moves, and this is how my team would look like. So Raya Kivior, as I said before, Livramento probably here instead of Konate. I need to decide that, but my midfield would be Bukayo Saka, Mohamed Salah, Kevin De Bruyne, Mbeumo and Rogers. And in attack I will have Evan Nilsson against Leicester at home. I think that's a fantastic fixture for Bournemouth, and Wissa against Wolverhampton away. And of course, probably here Bukayo Saka is going to be my captain if I'm going to take a hit to buy him. If not, Mohamed Salah, I think that he's also a great captaincy choice. Now please let me know down in the comments down below what would you do in my place, which are the best strategies in your opinion, and also give me some advice if you want. And as usual, if you enjoy my video, if you enjoy my content and you want to see more, please consider leaving a like, hit that subscribe button if you're new around here, and I'm going to see you on my deadline stream on Friday. See ya.